Hey guys, Steven here. I'm sorry I haven't been online posting. I've been doing a lot of digging, as you can see. It took me a long time to put all these images together, just like probably close to 3,000 altogether. These are different merit badges that the pedophile group that runs not only America but the world use as their merit badges. These enameled pins, and a collection of other images that I feel are also appropriate. Yeah, let me pause this real quick so I can kind of go over some stuff with you. All right, so we have a lot of different images that repeat themselves over and over again, and the reason you can tell it's a code is, well, not only because people say so on things like Twitter and Reddit and Facebook and Instagram, but because these certain objects will cross each other in ways that are not natural. For instance, you saw earlier bunnies inside of a fried egg. All these symbols mean something. I haven't uncovered the source of all of them. I know now kind of what it means. There are 8 different colors associated with this. Of course, me being colorblind, I'm not the best person in the world to decipher this, so any help would be awesome. The 8 different colors represent the 8 different points on the Masonic Kabbalistic tree of life. I have an image I'll show you at the very end of this video that has like an entry that is dealing with that. It will show you the 8 different points. There's 3 on one side, 3 on the other side. I'm sorry, 3, 3, 4. And regardless, you'll see it. I'm pretty sure there's 3 on each. Yeah, there has to be 3 on each side. There's not 8 different points. Well, they only have 1, 2, 3. Fuck. I guess they only use the ends of the lines. Like I said, I've been up for the last 2 days working on this, so basically you have a symbol that's like this. One point here, point here, point here, a point here, point here, a point here, a point here, and a point here. You'll see that same symbol on the Indiana Jones and the Last Crusade, on the Templar priest guy, the Mohammedan who protects the Holy Grail. But you'll also see that symbol in a lot of other places. Of course, it's not the traditional tree of life symbol, but it is exactly what it represents. The 8 different points have to do with 4 different steps in conscious awakening, according to Masonic Kabbalist. Those are represented by 4 groups of 2 different colors, and they all tie in together. And these are different steps. Different merit badges are achieved at different points in the Kabbalist's life, where he unlocks different sins that help elevate his consciousness. Their idea is that through all of this sin, they are to be made free of sin and of the conscious suffering of your sin, because, you know, once you hit a certain saturation point, apparently you stop giving a fuck, as you can see by the pins. They're pretty brazen about all this shit, and fuck, I mean, who can blame them at this point? Everyone's so ignorant of it. It's right in our faces, and it doesn't take long at all to figure out where these people are and how many of them there are and how saturated this culture is with this. It's every fucking where. And I guess at the start of this, I kind of just want to say my piece. This hurts so fucking bad watching all this shit. The Bosch family in the 80s, whenever they were dealing with this and people were unlocking the whole satanic cult murder agenda, I kind of thought that was all bullshit, but the FBI was behind a lot of this, and the FBI has been ruled since Eisenhower by the Israeli Secret Intelligence Service, ISIS. They co-opt my goddess for this shit. In fact, on the documentary about the Bosch family in the 80s, they actually talk about the different gods that they worship. And there's the horn god, or Bacchus, Pan. There's, you know, Lucifer, the light bearer, and then there's Isis, the darkness goddess from ancient Egypt. All of these figures they believe they worship. In fact, they even reference Alice one time unknowingly. Whenever the kids are in a barn, they're all hanging from the rafters upside down. There's another group of kids that is equal in number to that group, and they go over to the kids hanging from the rafters upside down and pour a cup of oil onto them. After a few minutes, they light them on fire and let them burn. The kids do this because they know that if they don't, then they'll be killed. I mean, you heard everything in this interview from people talking about horrible shit, like this one segment where they were talking about this child molester who was getting fellatio from a kid, and whenever he hit climax, he had a gun to the kid's head and he blew his brains out whenever he had an orgasm. This is some fucked up, horrible shit. They talked about these 3 other men brutally beating and raping this 10-year-old boy, and how they, one of the guys decided to pick up a pitchfork, and he kept playing with him, like stabbing the pitchfork around him, and then one of the tongs actually hit in his skin, and he hollered out. So all the guys thought that was really funny. They decided to stab him again until all the tines were inside of him, and just let him lay there drowning in his own blood. Shit's horrible, and it scares me that they include my goddess in this shit. Honestly, I have almost, like, I've struggled with the idea of whether or not I'm being co-opted. That I'm trying to put a face on something that may not be good. A good face. I don't feel that she's bad because of the feelings I get from her. I feel like she's really sad and tired of dealing with this, but they obviously use her in multitudes of ways. I'll show you how in this video, but these different symbols, you'll see things connecting. You'll see sex kittens for kittens. You'll see cheese, pizza. You'll see ramen noodles. You'll see the word stone or rock. The word pet rock. You'll see take a nap, which is either drugged to the point where you are basically dead to the world so you can be molested, or possibly like a dirt nap, a final nap. You also see things like fish in a bag, which is fish food, put into the rivers, lakes, whatever. You'll see pottery referenced. You'll see jars referenced, which is a reference to the pottery, mason jars. You'll see a whole bunch of things that don't seem like they're important. For instance, an envelope. This is reference to, that I believe female sex organ. You'll see different types of vans. You'll see taco vans. You'll see pizza vans. In fact, a lot of Disney Pixar movies have a pizza van in them for whatever reason. Well, obviously, for the reason I think. That Disney Pixar van from Toy Story, it repeats itself through like a lot of Pixar movies where it has no business being there. You'll see, let's see, fried eggs. I think eggs might represent an ejaculate. Possibly a newborn baby whenever it's cracked out of the shell. The shell would be a pregnant woman, but it could just be testicles, huevos. A lot of this does go back to Spanish for some reason. I guess they use it because it's one of the popular languages. You'll see dominoes. People said that was like orgies or something. It really stands for domains, like internet hosting domain. In Spanish, the word is dominoes. I figured out how these people communicate with each other. I figured out the methods which they use to get messages back and forth, and I've been spying on them, basically taking screenshots of a lot of stuff, putting it in here. Now, these are some extremely powerful people. Basically, most of the staff from the Washington Post, all the Podestas, Health and Human Services, the Children Protective Services, the Boys Club, the Girls Club, YMCA, most restaurants that have certain words in the title of the restaurant. You'll see certain words be repeated a lot. You'll see style, which is how they go about raping a child. You'll see craft, the art of raping a child, and torturing and killing them. You'll see, and also the Kabbalistic magical craft. You'll see a lot of allusions to Nazism. I also figured out their number system, how they go about generating dates and particular times that they carry out events. They don't go off of a base 10 number system like we do. They go off of a base 4 number system. So basically, the only numbers you'll see from them are going to be 0, 1, 2, and 3. And they'll repeat those numbers over again. And if you just have a base 4 to base 10 calculator, which there's plenty of free ones online, you can type in certain dates and get certain information. It's pretty impressive how deep this goes and how it's so just not known by people. I thought for a minute I might have been crazy, but I showed it to a couple people and they're like, that's really weird. And these are people who are, pretty not crazy. So let's look at some of these images and I'm going to kind of talk about them as we see them. But I'm going to go over all of this with you, and it's going to be a long presentation, so I apologize, but it's important this information gets out, and if I die or whatever, then I die. I don't care. It's important, and these people feel like they are working for Saturn, and I feel like I am also working for Saturn in a way that is... Most people, like online, they talk about how evil Saturn is, how it's a death cult, and it is. It totally fucking is. But you gotta understand, my stepping stones to get into everything that I'm learning right now, the place I started as far as religion and all that goes is Christianity. And whenever John the Baptist was baptizing Jesus, he said, I come baptizing with water for the repentance of sin, to make ready the flesh for the one who is to come after me. He whose sandals I am not fit to tie. He will come baptizing with the Holy Spirit, which Jesus did whenever he died on the cross. Jesus died in the potter's field, and the Holy Spirit was put into the world through Alice or Sophia, or a combination of the two. Salus, Ophia. I'm not sure exactly how that works, but John the Baptist said he will come baptizing with the Holy Spirit and with fire. Of course, Jesus didn't baptize with fire, right? He was all about that water baptism. I mean, take this with a grain of salt because I'm crazy, but I feel like I am the fire that the righteous harvesting with the scythe, like Saturn, the gathering of the wheat and putting it into the barn for safekeeping, the burning away of the tares. I feel like that's me, and I don't know how yet, but I'm pretty sure it has something to do with Alice, and Yellowstone and Saturn exploding. I don't know yet for sure. A lot of this stuff is very fucking fresh in my mind, so you're kind of with me on the ground level. So just bear with me while we go through this stuff, and hopefully it will be a little more clear to both of us whenever we're done. But I've made more progress than most of humanity in this, so just bear with me. Let's go over this shit. Tattoos are the different merit badges you get. Whales, no idea, steel. Sushi. Coffee is one. Ground coffee is putting kids into the ground. Let's chill, freezing children to reuse later. Jelly, I don't know. Another jar. Glittery gemstones, boxes, empty boxes or donut boxes. A pizza kitten. Nachos are a big thing for them. Llamas and bananas. Heart, specifically blue and pink hearts. Popsicle bunny. Obvious. Yeah, kitty donut. Ramen noodles, eggs. Red balloons. Souls rising up. Pizza lightning. Hamburgers. Fries. Whales, unicorns. 666. The gemstone again. Okay, panda bears. The reason panda bears won is because they have black around their eyes, like a child who's been drugged and or has been made up with makeup, so that whenever they're crying, the makeup streams down their face and looks like panda eyes. A lot of these have tethers, kind of like the silver strand that holds your spirit to your body whenever you astral project or whenever you dream, so you can get back to your body, kind of like your trail of breadcrumbs. Bunnies are people who are going after the truth, but also they are this is more important. This next one is children who are leading other children into harm's way, like bait children. Of course, they see Saturn as the god of death. Sometimes there's righteous anger. People have to die that need to die. Sorry, like these people who are doing all this shit, they have to be wiped out for humanity to move forward. That's all there is to it. And if I have to suffer a million hells so that these people can all die, I will gladly do it. Just see a lot of these tethers though, typically connecting Saturn to something, or Saturn to Saturn. Think of it as a spiritual lasso or a noose. Clams, of course, the oyster and the carpenter. Typewriters, I don't know what that means yet. Books, I'm pretty sure that a lot of these codes Okay, there's a few places where these codes come from a lot. Movies and books. Let me go over some of the books and movies. Books, you have Pride and Prejudice, Jane Eyre, Harry Potter's 1, 2, and 3. Peter Pan, Alice in Wonderland. Let's see, Pride and Prejudice. Scarlet Letter, To Kill a Mockingbird, Catcher in a Rye, just like the Mel Gibson movie said. These symbols are repeated, and I haven't read a lot of these books for a long time, or at all in some cases, so I'm not familiar with a lot of the symbolism. But movies, I've watched a ton of movies. Believe it or not, Dude, Where's My Car? iRobot. A lot of movies that have the first word and then a comma followed by the rest of the title. You should look at this with very open minds, and this collect the data and then process it through a filter. Astronauts. I think these are spirits who are travel beyond the Earth's atmosphere, supposedly. Popsicles, suckers, ice cream. I mean, there's so much symbolism that's silly. But the fact they combine together in this way tells us it's a code with different layers. Like a person, an act, a stage. They represent different keys put together. Dude, Where's My Car? It's insane. Alice in Wonderland, a unicorn with a rainbow. Snow Globe, which is like the artificial reality. Black Lips, Craft Life. You see a glue gun a lot for cum. Taco Truck, a narwhal. Sloths. Sloths is a big one. I don't know what it is exactly with fucking sloths, but yeah. Austin Bronte, Plath, Wolf. I mean, the bell jar is a big one. Most of these people end up killing themselves, so if that helps you guys at all. There's a lot to this puzzle that I probably will never find out because I don't ever want to join one of these groups. But I'm looking for their secret book of code. I haven't figured out exactly where their source is yet, but there's something. There's some kind of initiation guide, obviously. Gin and tonic disguised as lemonade. Teddy bears with strawberries. Otter, again, it means like a slight gay person that's not a bear, but less than that. Sweaters, a ton of sweaters. Penguins, people who water around because they got ass raped. Donuts, and that represents a certain hole. Naps, rock. You see that U shape a lot for Uranus. Dead foods again. Tacos. Narwhal with a sweater. Tea and coffee kind of go hand in hand for some reason. Camping. These objects, I'm sorry I'm a bit tied up. Cactuses are huge. Cactuses, sloths, two are the biggest ones. Watermelon, rainbow kitten. Avocados are really big. That's tier 3. Okay. I'm rewinding it just a little bit so I can pause it whenever it's important. This one's important, I believe. So I figured out the whole Dude, Where's My Car thing. That one trips me out. All right. The first thing I noticed about this was the 5 zeros. I thought it was 5-0. I don't think it is 5-0 anymore. I don't think it's police. I think police is ICE. ICE, like the last part of police. The 5 O's, I'm not sure exactly what that means. I'm really not. I don't know exactly. I've had a couple of ideas, but they're too unsubstantial for me to even state. But the whole "and then," I looked that up because I wasn't sure where that was from. I've never seen "Dude, Where's My Car" until last night. Every one of the symbols that I'm going over, you'll find in "Dude, Where's My Car." In the first 10 minutes, you'll find a ton of them. In fact, you'll find that Kabbalistic tree of life from the Masonic tradition, I think 5 times in the first 5 minutes, and blatant. These people put this stuff in media right in front of our faces. So I looked it up, found out it was "Dude, Where's My Car?" I was like, no fucking way. You'll see a lot of this shit. You'll even see Alice and "Dude, Where's My Car?" Believe it or not. At least their representation of Alice. The 5 O's is one of the easiest ways to identify them. If you type in 5 O's into Twitter, Facebook, or Instagram, you will instantly get a huge population of posts. Even things like Above Top Secret, like a conspiracy theorem forum. You'll find people who are communicating with code. They put quotes around a lot of stuff, or they capitalize letters, the first letter, to let you know that this is a code word, not just a regular word, because the words are so innocuous that you would never fucking think that it's part of a code, but it is. An egg again. A ghost, sunglasses, and especially heart-shaped sunglasses, 3D glasses for being able to see the real world. 2 otters. Watermelons represent virgins. Mustaches, the cheesecake. Kitty pizza. Mustaches are the oldest sign in the world of pedophilia. That's why a lot of cops have mustaches. Crystal balls, fortune telling. Avocado with a cat's butt. You always see like ice cream popsicle stick things. A reader's gonna read. Books also stand for booking an appointment for a child prostitute. Nudes. Okay, I get that now. Noodles. Ramen noodles. I like big books. Seedless watermelon, a virgin who has never been full of seed. You have the glitter bag that a fish would be in. 3-eyed cat, pepperoni. Cactus ghost. The mountains and pyramid with snow on the top represent purity. Dinosaur astronaut. Banana. Naps, like I said, dirt nap. An otter with a broken pink heart. A ghost with sunglasses. A jar with a cactus. A pineapple, little pricks. Life is better with a penguin, meaning a child getting raped. Chill pill, you see that a lot. Bookmobile. Whale. I think whale is kind of like the walrus. Fluff is something. That one's fucking obvious what that is. Taco again. Donut box. Quiet unless you die. Game over box. Sloth. Okay, game over box. If you're familiar with Dude, Where's My Car? The whole thing's about this box. In fact, the exact box that they use for the symbol for the box, not that one with the game over button, but I kid you not, the exact symbol they use for a box, we'll see it here in a second, is used in one of the first episodes of season 3 of Rick and Morty. Rick actually uses it to destroy this alien base and fly off. I found 4 different allusions to pedophilia on Rick and Morty. Ziggy Stardust is one. Stardust, Angel Dust, I think it is the glitter in a lot of those bags you'll see. PCP, Lucy in the Sky with Diamonds, LSD. Ziggy Stardust, dude. David Bowie's last album that he put out, Black Star, even has a song about 2 suns for the next sun that we're gonna have, which will be Saturn if Cassini does do what they want it to do. Pizza Saturn. I thought Saturn at first was just representative of something entering into a hole because of the rings. Like, as you see, it's like, you know, it could almost be like what are those things called, like Benway balls or whatever. I don't know, but that box, that cube to end the world, I think is like a tesseract. There's another Saturn reference probably, but Adventure Time. Those are my 2 fucking favorite cartoons, and they're both like steeped in this shit. And I mean, golly, like a little teddy bear is thin. Has a handler dog. You'll see. Fuck it, you'll see. Ghost. Llama. 2 otters again. Enjoy the journey. The surfboard. Just ride the waves. Fortune again. Cat banana. Gumball. Gum has also come. Keep quiet, promise. Umbrella. It represents the anchor. You have a platypus with a sweater. Another sloth. Come on our face. Oh, whale. Cat pizza. Oh, sharks are a big thing because you see one thing above the water, one thing below. Meaning like hidden 2 different layers. You'll see these a lot. Vampire teeth. Because they're spiritual vampires. A sloth on a cactus. Llama penguin. Bunny rat with a sweater. The future is naps. A dead donut. Taco truck again. Chill or chili. Green hatch chili, meaning like freshly born baby. Mustache, lightning bolt. I'll make sure this is still recording. A lot of old analog devices from the 80s and 90s, fans, corded phones, TVs, floppy disk, it means a floppy dick. Tacos and burritos. That's a Mexican girl and boy. Another fortune. Black envelope. Dead avocado. Avocado is an obvious person, sometimes an obvious gay person. A portal is a television. It's also a portal is a record, like a vinyl record. Puffin is a puffed up penguin or fluffed up penguin. Stay cool in your fucking freezer because we put your dead body in there. Sorry, a lot of these do repeat. It's amazing how few of these things the FBI actually released. I wonder why, because they're doing it. Books again. Ramen lips, they're red. See, sloths are someone drugged out, so or dead. I'm not sure. Lots of cactuses, watermelons. I don't know what that means. I've got dreams. Is that this guy talking about the badges? Pause that if you want to. Cream, I don't know what it means. Flying saucers mean child abduction. Toy sticks. I don't know what that means. I think probably Thai prostitutes. A kitty with a unicorn horn. Tired has something to do with it. You'll see tired. The word tired repeated a lot. A Game Boy. I don't know what that means. Uranus again with the cheese. Kitty ramen. A stamp for an envelope. A cracked egg. About to give birth. Or about to come. One or two. Pizza forever. You see the infinity sign is their symbol apparently. They use that a ton to indicate their businesses to each other. Flour pizza. French fries. Bunny with glasses. Good egg. Well, I guess it's a good orgasm. See bicycles repeat a lot. I think that's like a three-way with two guys. You'll see cock sauce or sriracha a lot. Stingrays. Don't know what the fuck stingrays mean. Eyes trapped in a jar. It's false reality. Roller skates have something to do with this. Back in style. Like I said, style. Lemonade. Nap time. Porcupines. Or hedgehogs. We see a lot of hedgehogs. I don't know what that means. A cactus. Cactus forever. Coffee cat. See the O's again. Booze. I don't know. It could just mean alcohol. A lot of times watermelon is portrayed with the alcohol because they have to get the virgin drunk before they can fool around with her or him. Always hungry for more books. Masonic top hat. Mountain again with snow on top. See, that's in Rick and Morty. T. Mermaid is a child that's been killed and put in the water, swimming with the fishes. Cactus, two Saturns held together, two different rings. I have no idea. Sloth coffee, crystal queer. I wonder if that's what it means is gay. In-N-Out burger, a trailer. Hedgehogs. Cactus, there's a cactus butt. Don't know. Coffee. See a lot of little X butts. Dripping pizza. Avocado with maracas? I have no idea. That eye that has like the line in it. You'll see that in I Pet Goat. I think I know what it means now, a tent. Like a collective. See Chinese food again. Read more. And if these weren't all made by the same companies, you know, I would not be so suspicious. An egg inside of an avocado with sunglasses? That's like 3 of them, okay? Sushi, raw fish, a cat egg, a piece of crystal ball, fish food, I'm thinking like Gouda, good egg, one-eyed cat in the prison, panda, milk box represents missing children, platypus with a sweater again with penguins on it, so another 3 layers. Swan rainbow, ramen cat. Space is represented a lot. Space, astronauts, and Saturn. Good egg again. Ending. Three bananas. A shark and a whale. A cat. Pyramid. With a pyramidion. Stranger Than Fiction. So appropriate. Don't Burst My Bubble. Let's have a cuddle. The cat. Egg ramen. Red balloons. A tiny pencil. Meaning penis. Death. Faux ever. Faux sticks. Cat box. You're in Brooklyn. Coffee. I guess they need to kill a little kid. Milk lemonade. Around the corner, fudge is made. Panda. The book was better. Record player. Pink sloth. Dinosaurs. Past achievements, I guess. Past murders. I don't know. Home is said a lot. Representing death, like the home beyond Earth. A box of strawberries. Cactus. Sloth. Fortune again. One more page, meaning like a text. See another cat donut. Cat mermaid. Watermelon skull. Cactus with sunglasses. Sunglasses, I think, are they live. Always hungry for a hot dog. CP from Club Penguin on the hat. Unicorn hamburger. An eraser is used a lot. I think that means like drugging, brainwashing. Blow pop sucker. That one's so sad. That was a dead astronaut, by the way, like hidden dead astronaut. Check this out. This is weird. This is Club Penguin. Cones, ice cream cones are superior. They call them cones a lot. These are all the pedophiles together pretending to be lavender pizza making penguins. Pizza's a superior penguin. We're the majority. I like cheese, pizza, Cones are superior. Double cheese, threesome. Especially on pizza. Go to the mines. See, all these pedophiles have just invaded this kid's game. Got taken off the air, though, to make it less obvious after Pizzagate. Flipping pizza is hard in the dark. Turning over a pizza in the dark. Masturbating, orgasms coming out with. These people are so fucking obvious. Most of the clothes and little things on this game are totally referential. And enough of that. Stamp God, other screen names. You can see the references. All right, I have some images pulled up. I was just gonna go through with y'all in my Pedos folder. This is, dude, where's my car? I know this isn't a very clear image, especially I do with short notice. That right there in the hallway right by his bedroom whenever they first walk out in the very first 5 minutes. I was making sure I was still recording. In fact, I'm gonna check. I do not want to have to do this video twice. Alright, so that's the Kabbalistic Tree of Life from Masons. You see it right there. I get on their answering machine. You'll see a kitty cat sticker right there on their phone. You'll see a Mason jar behind it. You'll see another obvious one right there. This is why Katy Perry's new video, I think called like Swish or something like that, has a big basketball on it. Because if you look at this, this is the way a basketball is designed. With the stitching where, you know, the black lines on an orange basketball that come off of this trunk of sorts. How is this? Oops. My bad. Like I say, lots of pottery. Pottery, if you watch my other video on this, you know that pottery is, they take the ashes from a burnt body, they put it into the pottery to make it a vessel that will hold the energy of that child that they murdered so that people can take the pottery back home with them and keep it as a souvenir of their kill. Pottery Wonders is one of the women I found on Instagram that is obviously doing this. Multiple people are, like dozens, hundreds of people are doing this. This is one of her pictures that she has on her Instagram. It has Sam from Supernatural with fire coming out of his hands and the black goo coming off of him from demons. This is her actually feeding the fishes and turtles. As you can see, Try Something New is on there. Colored clay, or red colored clay, you'll see a lot too. This is a bag of fish. It's a boy, is what it says. The stork's carrying it. You see the swallow of Isis right there. They're throwing her into the water. Ziggy Stardust, kitty cat again. 1111. Everyone sees that number on their clocks all the time, right? That's the year I was born, 85, whenever you convert it from base 4. 322. As you know, Skull and Bones, their number is 322. It represents 58, the year they were founded. 2-1, or the Nazi base known as New Swabenland or New Berlin under Antarctica, founded in 1937. That's why it's base 211. I typed in 1023, the date 1023, October 23rd. I got a whole bunch of threes back. I thought that was interesting. Nakado Avocado is a YouTuber that mainly eats pedophile food that they reference. I went on there and blasted his ass about, well, not literally, obviously. Pepsi is obviously for these people too, because they use aborted fetal tissue as a flavor enhancer whenever they're making their product. It's not supposed to be in the actual Pepsi product itself, but it was in the original stages of flavor enhancement. So in this video right here, you can't see on this page, it's like one scroll down, you'll see him crying in like the thumbnail, and he's like, I can't take this anymore. And he's talking about how this girl on some talent show was crying, or no, sang really well, and people were talking about how great she was, and one of the guys who was obviously a pedophile judging said, I can't believe you can fit those pipes in your little body. And he like smiles really big after he's pretending to cry, the YouTuber right here, because it's so moving, but he's like smiling because he understands the fucking joke. It made me fucking so mad I had to say something to him. So I said, pipes fit in that little body? Yeah. Avocado, pedo, sloth, pizza, avocado, nachos, ramen, eggs, kittens, unicorn, space, red balloons, burritos, ice cream. I mean, this dude literally has all that shit on his YouTube page. Like the fucking banner up top is like a kitten that's crying, a sloth. We actually bought a fucking sloth. He has a pet sloth. How weird is that? Like, why would he have a fucking pet sloth? Butter is used a lot. You saw it with the buttered bread earlier and the jam. I don't know what that means. I thought that, you know, jelly or jam was cum, but I could be mistaken. That's why it's come into like a popular parlance these days. I'm so jelly. Really? This is one of the guys I found. Limitless. It's complicated how I found all this shit out. But you see the Thundercats and the Thundercat sword. So a pet rock. See right there, Limitless Academy. You see the infinity sign right there? You wouldn't know how I found this shit out. It's complicated, but I think you guys need to know. So I was watching Dude, Where's My Car? Andy Dick is in that movie. He's trapped in a cage by this guy who owns a bunch of ostriches, which represents us, keeping our heads in the sand because we're not aware of what's going on around us. The gentleman who has Andy Dick in a cage captures the two main characters, Jesse and Chester, which if you take it down to the sigil name, it's almost exactly Jesus Christ, their names. They actually do wear red and blue jumpsuits that have Adidas on them, which Adidas is the fleur-de-lis, or the, you know, the crown for the symbol that I've always talked about. Anyways, Andy Dick is talking about this website that he needs to go to, one of the main characters, and he's like, visit my website. It's called freakinacage.com. So of course I instantly go to freakinacage.com, and it didn't exist. It was just a domain called hugedomain.com. I was like, that's kind of weird. I've never gone to a place like that before, like a domain house, like a hosting website, like a GoDaddy or anything like that. So just kind of exploring it, figuring it out. I'm just wondering if maybe they were like, they kept it offline and they used this domain hosting as kind of a way to communicate with each other. And I found some very interesting shit. I went through all the comments, like for that domain hoster, and there were so many allusions to pedophilia within the comments. It was insane. I mean, very subtle, but far longer comments than most people would make whenever they're just talking about a regular old fucking website hosting place. They're talking about service being quick and fast and safe and prompt and on-time delivery and stuff like that. You don't deliver a website. It was weird. So one of the guys was talking about his website on one of the comments. So I went to his website, which is Limitless Academy, that apparently has wanted for years. And yeah, it turns out he's a complete child pedophile dude. Check it out. One of his books. Those who master the art of persuasion can have anything. Mind control influence. His name is Andrew Alexander, AA, which is 2 pyramids. A lot of these names you'll see doubled up. Pied Piper, Chris Carter. You'll see a lot of P's, C's, A's, ADs, BBs. These are names you need to pay attention to. Anything that has alliteration to it. I know that parents like to do that a lot, but these aren't typically their first names. They all these letters mean something. KK, KP, PP, ZC. I don't know all the fucking code behind it. These consonants apparently all mean something. In the Kabbalistic tradition, I'm not sure if they're all even, part of the same thing, but whatever. This is Dude Where's My Car. This is them with a fridge. See Pepsi's again. You also see the clown face. You see a kitty right here on the freezer. It's like a frozen kitty, like ice cream or whatever. See that symbol again. Right where my head is. You'll see kitty cat, mushroom, a whole bunch of esoteric symbols. You'll see the same exact Kabbalistic symbol right there in the background above that potted plant, above the space heater that's in the hallway. You'll see a gnome, like the gnomes of Zurich. These are where we get the dunce hat from. This is why George W. Bush and iPet Goat has a dunce hat. It's a way of signaling someone who's open to perception. Like a Phoenician wore a pointed gold hat so they could pick up psychic signals being sent, supposedly. But basically everything in their apartment means something. These 2 guys actually work for a pizza company. And the first part of the movie, the African-American pizza shop owner dude comes over to their house because they were embezzling pizzas for their eating pleasure, is how he phrases it. So they showed up at a party apparently with 30 pizzas. And they somehow got a suitcase with $200,000. Gnome again. I can't remember what that means. I'm sure it's something. Okay, here's another example of a Kundalini serpent from the 19th century, Kabbalistic work. I'm going to read this one first right here. Tree of Life is an arrangement of 10 interconnected spheres called Sifroth, Hebrew for spheres, which represent the central organizational system of the Jewish Kabbalistic tradition. The Tree of Life is considered to be a map of the universe and the psyche, the order of creation of the cosmos, and a path to spiritual illumination. The 10 spheres represent the 10 archetypal numbers of the Pythagorean system and are connected by paths assigned to 22 letters of the Hebrew alphabet. The Kabbalistic Tree of Life has evolved over time. Its basic design is based on descriptions given by the Sefer Yetzirah of the Book of Creation, and expanded upon the enormous Kabbalistic text Zohar, the Book of Splendor. The 10 Sephirah, similar to the Norse Tree of Life, are divided into 4 realms. The realm of the supernal, beyond which is the Ain or No-Thing, the creative world, the archetypes and ideals, the world of formation, the manifest creation, the material world. 3, 6, 9, 10. So there's 10 right there, man. Whatever. The trees below represent the axis of the human chakras. All right. M. Masterman. On July 5th, 2009 at 8:08 p.m. This guy is obviously a master mason. Sorry, my little girl's in here getting a diaper. Bye, Vivi. Night night. I love you. Good girl. Mwah. The idea So this guy's obviously a master mason. The ideas, the archetype, the time, the existence, the space, the form, the life, the organic movement, and the archetype existing in a living form. Like, I think I'm an archetype for Saturn, I guess. So this has the 4 different steps broken down into 2 steps each, or 2 segments each. The idea and the archetype, time and existence, space and form, and life and movement. So whenever you have the archetype come over to life, it's the completion of this. So maybe they're trying to invoke the archetype of what they consider the devil. The happy pill that we saw earlier, and a ton of other shit. Like, his bedroom's full of it, full of pizza, pudding. Of course, we know where fudge is made. This is the intro. It has a cat stripper girl dancing. Represents a strip club later in the movie. Ostriches again. These are the 2 aliens that are kind of fighting against the Alice collective of aliens from Dude, Where's My Car? One's red and one's black, but they have like the raccoon eyes, represented in the movie by sunglasses, but raccoon eyes. I have a ton of other fucking Oregon Trail, 25 cent. Sloth pins. Gnarly banana. Peaches are obviously representing butts. Millions of peaches. Peaches for me. A piece of shark. You tell me who flop. Craft again. Blah, blah, blah. We didn't see even the whole fucking little video that I had of all these. I guess it exited out at some point. In fact, let's go all the way back up there. Did you see the whole video? Oh, fuck, I guess so. It's supposed to be an hour long, but I guess it stopped recording at some point. These are all, I'm going to make this smaller so y'all can see it a little bit better. Some of the other pins I found just since I made that video. Oh, salty again, like the salty lips. This I thought was really cool. I actually bought a whole bunch of them. It came out on September 23rd, which I thought was supposed to be an important date. It is awesome. It is black water. Alice water. Maybe that's why I'm so in tune to this shit, because I drank like 40 of them. Here, I'm gonna make this bigger. Have you been living on a rock? Because we have for millions of years, in fact. Inside this bottle is one of nature's best kept secrets: fulvic trace minerals. Don't let the color scare you. This stuff is black for a reason. The naturally black trace minerals react with the pure water, which gives BLK its black color. With a powerful combination of electrolytes, vital trace minerals, and alkaline pH of 8, BLK is pure premium hydration. Oakland, New Jersey. Beneath the surface, go deep beneath the surface and discover the power of fulvic trace minerals. Who else is beneath the surface? Pretty neat. You see it under the ground there in this little picture. where Alice lives. I've been drinking the stuff, and I feel better, not worse. More pins. Fuck, there's so many, man. And they all mean something. Internet trolls. Like, all of them mean something. A tremendous amount of them, too. More llamas. Pancakes. Yeah, whatever. Y'all get the gist of it. I mean, enough for y'all to start digging yourselves and like, at least realize that whenever somebody's wearing these things, it might be deeper than just a guy wearing a pin. So many of them. Like, sloths are not that fucking popular, man. They should not represent such a huge portion of this. Sloths. You can't get much more obvious than a fucking milk box, though. There's a reason they gave us milk boxes in fucking elementary school. At one point, I told you guys about a bunch of keys that I found in different music videos and stuff. These are just a couple of them. This is another highly suspect video about Alice being under the water, tied up. Key around her neck. This is, God, I can't remember his name. But Imagine Dragons, one of their songs. He has a key to the underground pit area where the band is kept in the dust. Walrus and the Carpenter. This is how this all fucking started, man. Walrus and the Carpenter. Feed. Feed, feed. If you ask me, I think Donald should have been the walrus and Huey should have been the carpenter. They would have been better that way. See, she's talking about like the whole bait child phenomenon. Not only that, they kill the entire flock from the chicken run, ruining any chances of freedom in the process. Being like a freedom from sin. You should have had Donald as the walrus and Huey, Dewey, and Louie as the carpenter. It would have been better that way. The other way around, I mean. That's why I said to those folks. The time has come, my pizza friends, to come back home again. To truly live in paradise, the flooded axe must wash away the spin. Spinning heads like tambourines, we shake the tree again and grin. Waiting for the end to come, you didn't notice it begin. The figs are ripe as barbecue, but not so filled with sin. Hold your heads up to the ground while I split the tree in twin. 3 whacks of wood and a wild crash come tumbling. The garbages of kings. And this is how I found out about the badges. Sadly, he's not wearing the badge we sent him. And hashtag green watermelon, which means like first time virgin. God, there's so many of these things. I gotta get rid of them, so I mean, I'm just showing them all to you now. These are some of the codes I talked about last time for Club Penguin to get different things, like 500 coins mostly. New Santa, Yellow Tin, Calabaza, Princess, Apple Pie, Cheese 23, Ice Cream, Monkey, Boa Festa, like Mephisto, like it's a demon name combined with a snake. Love Loaf or Olive. This one's better, I think. Captured, Red Final, Purple 27. They always refer to themselves as like the purple whatever. Oh, this is how I found out about the 5 O's. That's right. Goal with 5 O's. Anchor. We know what I said about the anchor and the, anchor, shield, umbrella, scythes of Saturn, Cactus 18, red piano, green CPU, top marks, spider represents Ishtar and her 8-pointed star, or Isis, poor girl. Chimney, which is chim chimney, chim chimney, chim chim chiroo. Watch the movie. It's sick whenever you figure out how deep this goes. Chitty Chitty Bang Bang and Mary Poppins. Puff the Magic Dragon. Purple again. Fire Down. Yellowstone, probably. Candy Pop. Verde, green again. See, I was talking about the whole Spanish thing. Plumpkin. I hope you guys know what that means. I'm not going to tell you. Green cow. Drillers. Gasolina. Football. Football also has the 3 stitches going across the one single stitch, like the Kabbalistic tree. It's also shaped like an Orphic egg. T black. Mask with a QU, Client Masquerade. Volcano. Cookie. Cookies are also used. Policius. Hip hop, like the bunny rabbit. That's why it's named hip hop. Telefono. LOLs. 2331. See what I'm saying about the 2331? It's all under. Sorry, my wife is watching my daughter and she's horrible at it. Pizzeria. Red Bears. Love Snow. Dark Star, name of the David Bowie's album. Skyride, it's a blue tracksuit. Candy Ka, which is a snake, but also a spirit in Ancient Edition. Ka. Purple again. Chilling. Frightened. This is one of the characters from that game. You see his name, 12121. Rock hopper, jumping over stones, or pet rocks. God damn, I have a bunch of these. Shit. I think I was so weird if they saw this. Or I would like get promoted to like president or fucking like a senator or some shit. Club Penguin. kind of pizza suit right there. They all have these little tiny kid type things with them too, called like fluffkins or something like that. I'm not gonna read this, so if you want to read it, pause it and read it. Reptilian actors. That's exactly right. Jesus Christ. See again, same symbol. I mean, oh, 10/23. Right there. Every time I watch a video, it had that date on it. These little flags look an awful lot like those bags of fish they had too. But this is from Club Penguin. Every time I watch a video about it, it had that time up there. They would throw snowballs at this thing right here, that target, and change the time to 23. So it always say 10/23. I'm done adulting, must be penguins. Oh, this right here took up probably 2 hours of my time. Isn't that obviously a code? I mean, seriously. That top part right here isn't symmetrical. If it was a crown, it would be symmetrical. I thought, well, I'll show you what I thought. I thought possibly 3.14 pi, like pizza pie. I thought keys and how do I do this other one? Well, that's obviously a butterfly. This has to be important though, since it's not symmetrical. I thought it was a butterfly key. If you flip it upside down, you get different stuff too. Flip it sideways, you get different stuff. But somehow I got Joker there. But I got a ton of different stuff. Like I said, 2 hours just trying to analyze this one fucking shirt. That's how crazy I am. I thought it had something to do with the fact that some of the ends of these letters have straight cross angles and some of them have curls. So I tried to look at it like that. I tried to analyze the letters to see what other kind of letters they could represent at the same time, and what they would look like backwards, etc. What they look like upside down or sideways, or what their numerical representation would be if it was a letter. I don't know. If you can figure out what that is, I will be impressed. But I kind of settled on pizza pie in order to move on. Blame the booze. You just need 3 more O's. Oops. I mean, fuck, they're putting all these watermelons on little kid stuff. Or on the bottom of shoes, like you're stepping on them with a checkerboard pattern. Oh, this is fucked up. This is like on a website that's talking about the shutdown of Club Penguin, child pornography. The guy posted a hamburger head. Off topic. Well, a little bit. Yeah. I think Obium has a footage from McDonald's. I mean, Jesus Christ. I mean, you're going to tell me that Pizzagate is not real? Really? Go to Walmart. Look through the kids' clothes. It's all pizza shit. Or ice cream. Katy Perry's such a cunt. Child raping bitch. I mean, fuck, dude. See what I said about the whole Jews covering up their right eye and Aryans covering up their left eye thing? Obviously, she's Aryan. The blue hat folk. Oh, this is from Sartle, this website that produces art, a lot of fucking child porn art. This is about a painting that is right here called Carcass of Beef. It's not a carcass of beef. I mean, it looks similar to that, but it's not. Looking at this piece, is not difficult to imagine. Blah, 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 blah. He was fascinated by food and frequently painted these edible arrangements. This dance is one of the most memorial, and I dare say raw interpretations. At the meat of Sotine's obsession, you'll find that a combination of not having anything to nosh, or nom, they call it nom often, for mon, for moon, take a bite out of the moon. Due to the extreme poverty and using the food that the family did have to practice Orthodox Jewish traditions, is largely to blame for his playing or painting with his food rather than eating it. The Rothschilds always have Jewish artists do art installations for them at extremely high prices, not because they're Jewish, but because they're Zionist, reptilian, fucking cannibals that use human babies and children bodies and or parts of their bodies in different art. So Red Shield guards them. I guarantee you he's Ashkenazi, not Sephardic. The remains of this obvious obsession was based on the adoration of Rembrandt, 1655 Carcass of Beef, and frequently salivated over the Soutine on his regular visits to the Louvre. Rembrandt's Carcass is noted for its vivid colors, but when compared to Soutine's, which was coated almost daily with fresh buckets of blood from his assistant, Rembrandt seems downright dull. The smell of rotting beef and fresh blood became so oppressive that neighbors called the cops, who almost threw away the fermenting flesh before what I can only assume was the eager, a la Frankenstein-esque assistant shooed them away like so many flies covering a carcass. Oh, don't you love art? Someone has killed Soutine. This is important right here, guys. This is one of the ways I know it's free, not cheap. And that's how I know free is a code word. I mean, it's one of the reasons. I've seen it a lot. I found on Facebook. Sacrifice of the Watermelon Virgin, or Shirt Off Her Back, was inspired by a woman that Berkeley Hendricks encountered in a club. Bullshit. Well, maybe she encountered a killer. Hendricks is making fun of the stereotype that black people love watermelon and sex by depicting some watermelon stilettos that are about to be devoured by a tongue-out, feigned mouth. See feigned mouth again on the right side of the painting, which contributes infinitely to the foot fetishy vibe of this painting. I don't detect foot fetish at all. This painting is a devotion of Hendricks' usual artistic style, made up of portraits of men and women, family, friends, and sometimes complete strangers that has touched his life. According to Hendricks, these portraits have no political agenda. Instead of delicately beating around the racism bush, you probably saw that picture in the earlier in that slideshow presentation. It's two stiletto heels with pawns on them, but pawns because they're throwaway pieces or throwaway pizzas. A lot of their words are also just things that kind of sound like it, because a lot of them have fucking lisps because they have forked tongues. To these unfortunate sommeliers apparently are big into this shit. Pause if you want to read it. I'm tired of reading. Oops, that's my name as a signal. Oh, that's me buying shit from Home Depot. I'm on the path I feel like is a maze right now, so I have a lot of these maze images in here about Göbekli Tepe and other things like that. Apologize for the extra images, but there's still stuff in here y'all need to see, I think. So this is important for some reason. I don't know what yet. I haven't actually looked at it too close. I've been too built up with the whole pedo gate thing. But the maze apparently is in the step that I'm at right now. I thought this was cool. Pretty obvious what that means. The Orphic egg in the space with a reptilian hand. This is where I'm at. Where are you guys at? I imagine most of y'all are right here too. Constellations of stars. Oh, I love that one. I also love that one. This is the person who made Alice. Let's see the maze again. It was carved in fucking Hopi rocks back in the day. That's me, the hermit, with his lamp, wandering in the darkness. My Alice with her horned helm, her pelican head, her egg-covered body. Pottery. This is a place in Phoenicia, or not Phoenicia. I'm sorry. Well, it used to be Phoenicia, Lebanon now. Remember, these people are where you get your bauble at. This is one of the Caribbean cruise lines. Makes a little more sense now, doesn't it? Wide open pets. Meaning your kids can play. See? Cruise planners. What is that? That's the anchor. That's the Kundalini serpent going down, and this is a infinity symbol. Tell me these people aren't actually running cruises for pedophiles. Oh, look. The Space Needle, the Eiffel Tower, and the St. Louis Arch. These are some of the biggest places for child pedophilia. And you see that the balance is not just a balance. It's actually a sword. Because they don't care if you're balanced. They just want to kill you. I guess Sydney, Australia,